Folks, Nio investors get excited. Nio is about 11.38% up, $6.68. I am Moneymakers, and I told you before a couple of days on a Sunday that $10 is the price target for Nio. And take a look, this was on Sunday with 1,200 people watch this video, and I told you based on the analysis and the pointers. And we took a look at the chart, we looked at some of the pointers like volume, what is our short sellers are doing, so on and so forth. Here we are. Swing traders, wake up. This is the wake-up call. If you're making 11 to 12% right now just in a day, you might want to consider your next move. I'm not saying you buy or sell, but I'm just trying to tell you that moving or making an action will make an impact in your portfolio. We talked about Nio when it was $5.80. Let's say if you bought it at $5.80, right now we are at $6.66. Don't forget that we went to $6.88 just before a couple of minutes. I'm sharing this because I wanted to show you how the technical analysis can work if you are putting all the parameters, right? That's what we are talking about when we talk about AI, machine learning, chat GPT, so on and so forth. You can do all that in your brain based on the emotional intelligence that you and I have. We are the humans. Let's take a look right here. $1 gain on a $5.80 stock, which is 17.24% gain just within a day. So pat yourself on your back and make an action. You can always get back in if you're a swing trader. Now, what is happening? Nio also made it to the top gainers list right here. Take a look. Right now, $10.95. It is on the top three on the list on Yahoo's top gainer list, and you want to watch out for that as well. Not a great day for the market. Nasdaq is up 26 points. S&P is up 5 points. Dow Jones is down 88 points. So market is trying to figure out where it wants to go. If you haven't signed on or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, Moneymakers, go subscribe, because I told you when you will go to $5. I told you when you will go to $6. And again, I don't have a crystal ball. We are doing based on the technical analysis. Some of the pointers that we get, we look into the chart, we look into the moving average, we look into the RSI. Don't ask me what is RSI. Relative Strength Index. If you don't really know all these jargons and all these words, you really want to subscribe to Moneymakers channel. Click on the like button and write down in the comment section below what's your price point that you're targeting. I told you that Deep Ranks is targeting $10, and this is not me, $10.86 from the analyst. We looked into it and I did more analysis, so if you haven't watched my previous video, go watch it. 10 analysts are talking about here, 10 rating, 6 are saying buy, 4 are saying hold, no one is saying sell, and while Nio has made it to top gainers list. This won't be every single day, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to also watch out for what the short sellers are doing. Short sellers 52% yesterday, right? So 27.4 million, that was a FINRA volume. Short selling was happening for 14.29, which means every 2 stock of Nio trades, 1 is selling short. If you take a look at this chart, I really quickly want to show you, this chart is looking pretty strong to me right now. Now, once again, this is 1 day chart. If you take a look at 5 days, we are seeing just a sweep right up, just a great spike in the stock price. What do we want to see? What do I want to see? In Nio, let me go back and show you this chart. This chart is looking bearish. This chart is looking bullish. What do you understand out of this chart? So in the short term, we are pretty bullish, right? Because we went from $5.80, we went from $6.49, hit the rock bottom, and we started going back up. Can we sustain here? It depends upon this particular chart that I want to show you real quick. So we have seen step down right here. We saw the spike went to $15.61. If I can show you this for just last 6 months, you will tell me that there is a lot of bearish momentum in the stock, and I'm not going to deny that. But that's how you make money when the stock is down. If you buy and if you sell high, you make money, right? So that's how it works, and we have seen a lot of red juicy candle. What that suggests is the sell volume. If you take a look at 1 month, we started getting back into the buy zone. Take a look right here. We are in the green juicy bar that we did not really see for many days. And this is looking pretty promising to me. But that also means that we need to go above and sustain above $7.42. Take a look right here. If I can show you this chart on a daily basis, or maybe like 1 minute or 5 minutes, you should be clearly able to see that on this chart. But my analysis tells me that you need to stay and sustain about $7.39, $7.40 before we can go anywhere. So if you're a swing trader, take it with grain of salt. You might want to trade it because you will get an opportunity to get back in thanks to our short sellers. And I'm not saying sell or buy or anything like that. I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are only for the entertainment and educational purposes. But clicks are for free, so hit the like button if you haven't already. We need at least 100 likes on this video, guys. Also, subscribe to the channel because I cannot be right all the time, but you can go check my channel, and I was right for Nio for the most time. $8 before $12, it did happen. I told you that Nio will go to $6, it did happen. I told you can Nio be in the 5 zone, it did happen. And right after that, right before a couple of days, I told you that Nio will go back into the positive direction, and $10 could be seen very, very soon in 2024. And these are not the claims. I don't have a crystal ball, just based on the analysis and the pointers and the technical signals, right? And I can be wrong as well, but what I do is continuous, consistent analysis and share this information back to you. I just want to do my part. You do your part. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. Very painful days for Nio, painful week last week for individual investors as well as the institutional investors because Nio dropped drastically. It went to all-time low, rock bottom low of $5.80. That's when I precisely told you that there will be a rebound, and that's how the stocks work. It cannot go in one direction all the time, but you need to find out when is the rock bottom, what the price point that you want to consider as rock bottom. Let's take a look at the 5-day chart right here, right? $5.80, of course, 83 cents. We called it a rock bottom. We got back up 6% today. Not really. In last 5 days, we were up 6%. Today, we are up 11, more or less 11%. Last 1 month, we are down 29%. I won't be surprised if Nio can go to $8 because if it goes to $8, all it has done is last 4 weeks loss. It has just recovered, and that's how the stock works. Can it get to the V-shaped recovery? Yes, there are certain factors. Number one, you want to watch out for the short sellers. Number two, you want to watch out for the sentiment. Number three, you want to watch out for this, how the contract works, right? These are the contracts expiring on January 26th. So these are the call, these are the put. We see a lot of interest in the calls option, 17,149 at $7. At the same time, we are seeing pretty good volume. 16,000 is a volume at $7. So that is pretty bullish for the short term for Nio stock price. That can lift the Nio stock up to $7. On the flip side, if you look at the put contract, we are also seeing a pretty good interest, right? For the volume, for puts, 5,500. What is our open interest? 7,786. So it's a mixed bag just yet. But if we can manage to get back up to $7, it will be a bullish or a green story for Nio. So you want to watch out for that. Number two, I always look into is what the volume looks like. Let me show you the volume. And this is our volume. Let me go ahead and refresh. Our volume looks like that we had pretty healthy volume. Actually, we have very healthy volume today, 56 million. Take a look. Yesterday, our total volume for the entire day was 74 million. Today, just within 1 hour, not even 1 hour, 55 minutes, we did 56.3 million in volume, which tells me a pretty good story. There's a good interest. Interest is pushing the stock in the positive side. Can we see the short seller volume today? Yes, of course. But if it goes below 50%, that means the short sellers are stepping back. And what that means is the puts and call option that I just showed you, that is telling us a good story, and the calls are going to win. And again, I'll tell you day by day, week by week, what Nio does. But yes, it was a painful week for the individual investors last week. We saw a massive drop. Nio's significant individual investors' ownership suggests that the key decisions are influenced by the shareholders from the larger public. And this is something I really like about Nio. I'll do more analysis. I'll share more numbers, what is going on. But you want to acknowledge that there are significant individual investors. And what What that tells is the general public, someone like you and I, are very much interested what Nio does as a company, where the stock is moving, what are the right decisions that Nio wants to make as a company, and what Nio is doing is targeting the premium market. At the same time, we also saw that they're cost cutting to make sure that their EBITDA or operating expense is working. They're cutting down on their cost efficiency, right? They're cutting down. They laid off about 10% just before a few weeks. They are focusing a lot more onto their sales. Yes, they are losing money. They secured $2.2 billion worth from CYVN. I told you. The top 6 shareholders own 53% of the company, which means, again, they can really control the company or influence the company. Not control, but influence the company if they get together. 53% is higher than 50%, right? So if they get together, they can influence the company to make the right decision, or they can influence the company just to make decisions, right or wrong. It's a separate story, right? So with following the 15% decrease that we saw last week, the stock hit rock bottom of $5.80. Why Nio stock is going down? And people are asking. I saw an article that talks about Nio could be $1 trillion company, but we are too far from that. Number one, EV sales in China are falling. China is a growing concern in terms of the economy, right? The GDP is a problem. The EV sales are not going that high. The infrastructure outside of China for EV cars, it's a bigger problem, right? Let's say if you are selling more and more cars, EV cars in the United States, especially when there are colder countryside or colder states like Chicago, New York, New Jersey. What happened this year, not just Nio, but what happened this year in Tesla and other battery-operated cars is basically their batteries are freezing, and they're not pretty compatible with the amount of cold that they got, the cold weather that they got. So they are going to improve all this, and this is part of the journey. This is not a destination. When it comes to EV, we are still trying to figure out. We are trying to build the infrastructure. China is the world's largest economy. Nio is a Chinese company. They're set for success, but Tesla is also expanding in China. 21 to 25% of the revenue that Tesla gets is from China. Number two, you want to also consider the China's GDP. If it fall short, it is going to cause the trouble. Number three, with EV sales falling, Tesla is pushing so hard because they want to make more and more revenue and they want to generate profit, right? So they can afford lower price point in terms of their car, and that is hurting. Tesla slashes Model Y prices just before a couple of days in Europe, right after China's cut. They have expanded themselves into the market for China. They're expanding themselves in Europe as well. With all this, it is hurting Nio. But guess what? That's where the opportunities are. If Nio already were there where Tesla is, you and I might not be looking into Nio because it's not offering you the rock bottom price point that we see right now. Once again, I wanted to share 43% down for last 6 months. Year to date, which is in last 23 days, Nio is down 21.5%. What it tells you is Nio was down 1% on an average every single day. Now, you buy when the market is fearful, and when you sell, when do you sell? You sell when the market is greedy. Once again, you want to watch out for this. If you haven't hit the like button, do hit the like button. If you like this video, write down in the comment section below, what is your price point for Nio? If you are a swing trader, write down swings into the comment section. If you're a long-term holder, like I am, just write down long-term. Do something with this video. Click the thanks button and help out this channel with a couple of dollars. It'll go a long way. I'll appreciate it. Thanks for watching once again. I'll see you in the next video.